As we know, Manchester United are going to need a number 9 going into next season, and there are lots of strikers that we have been linked to. Evan Ferguson, Benjamin Sesko, Vlahovic, Goncalo Ramos, Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen. We've heard all about these, we've seen all about these, but I want to talk about someone out of left field, someone who maybe isn't quite the marquee sort of signing, or certainly isn't as big in terms of name, but potentially someone that could come in and be a useful striker for Manchester United. I don't think Tony Martial's doing himself any favours. Weghorst seems like he's not going to be getting retained. And that means that United would have 0 first-team strikers going into next season. And the name that I want to look at is Mexican striker Santiago Gimenez of Feyenoord. Now, we already know he ticks the box for Ten Hag because he's currently playing in Holland, which means that Ten Hag might have heard of him. And there are some leagues in the world that are excellent sort of proving grounds and developing grounds. And I believe the Eredivisie can be quite hit and miss when it comes to the players that get developed there. Failures from that league are always quite heavily documented, but it is a league that's 1,000% had its successes as well. Over the years, there's been some sensational players come out of there. You know, Christian Eriksen, Ruud van Nistelrooy, De Ligt, Frankie de Jong, Memphis Depay, Luis Suarez. So whenever a player excels in that league, there's automatically interest from teams across Europe. And the fact that the teams are capable of getting to the knockout stages in European competition usually as well means that they get seen by a large audience. And I think one player that's grabbed the attention this season is Santiago Gimenez. This season, 41 appearances, 20 goals and 4 assists. But it's the profile of player that I think really suits what Manchester United are trying to do. Now, Gimenez has been under close attention since a young age because he is the son of Cruz Azul legend Christian Gimenez, who was born in Argentina but then played up front for Mexico. And Gimenez was also born in Argentina. And there was a two-way battle for his international allegiance before he made his Mexico debut back in October 2021. And since then, he's gone strength to strength. He scored 6 goals in 6 games in his own final season with Cruz Azul prior to joining Feyenoord, who paid just €4 million for him. And it's a price tag that he's more than repaid. He spearheaded Feyenoord on their way to dethroning Ajax as the current kings of Holland. He is a striker that tends to play at the tip of Feyenoord's attack as the focal point, whether that is the 4-2-3-1 formation or the 4-3-3, although he is capable of playing deeper and actually alongside another partner if required. He's got great awareness, and there's a lot of variation in movement across the full width of the pitch. He's got real quality in both diagonal and near post pullaways, and he creates space off centre halves with a real sort of canny knack that you don't really see. It's a trait in his game that is something that draws the eye. And he creates very, very good shooting angles. He gets himself in extremely dangerous areas, and he's got good feet. He has good body feints. Like, you can tell there's been a touch of polish in his game. Like, he's learnt the game on a high level. This isn't just a raw talent. This is someone that has had good fundamentals driven into him from an early age. He's strong with his back to goal, which I think is something that Ten Hag is looking for. Very unselfish with the link-up play. And he is lethal in the air. He is a great header of the ball, and he is a threat with both of his feet, although the right foot probably needs a little bit more work on it than the left. He's resilient, and he has a serious competitive edge. Now, he's recently been billed as the best striker in Holland, which, okay, it's not the best striker in the world. And Gimenez can be compared to his compatriot Raul Jimenez, because when it comes to his overall profile, they're similar. They're not spectacular on the ball. They're not especially overly dynamic in terms of their ability to drive play directly. Gimenez relies more on a keen eye for understanding space around him and in front of him, and offers intelligent runs that usually result in goal scoring opportunities. This is a very, very systematic player. And certainly, when we're looking at the names like a Harry Kane, like a Osimhen, the players that are going to cost you 80, 100, 120 million pound, we know what they're going to come and do. We know what they're going to deliver. And if you want to bring somebody else in, they're going to have to be significantly cheaper. And for me, Santiago Gimenez would represent a significantly cheaper option. And he would bring some of the elements that we've seen, and I think Ten Hag likes, in a Weghorst, but with goal threat. And not just, a little bit more goal threat than Weghorst. No, genuine goal threat. Genuine top-level goal threat. Genuine top-level body shape, finishing, movements, ability to create space. Things that really make a good player stand out. And it's possible that his finishing attributes and his goal-scoring attributes improve playing in a better side. I think he would be less targeted if he came and played for Manchester United than he is currently playing in Eredivisie, where he is the standout striker. And I think he would have probably less pressure on him. I could see United signing a Harry Kane this season. And I could see United bringing in someone as an understudy. And I think trying to find an understudy that offers something a little bit different. Now, Harry Kane's going to come and he's going to offer some link-up play. And yes, Santiago's going to come and offer a level of link-up play. But what you're going to get different with Santiago is you're going to get a work rate off the ball that is reminiscent of Weghorst, but it's a little bit more dynamic. He's not as slow. He's not as laboured. It's basically getting the same sort of package, but with a lot more lethality in front of goal and certainly a lot more athleticism and a very high footballing education in the sort of finishing and technical abilities that I think would stand him in good stead playing for Manchester United. But there is a different striker for you to look at, a different name, someone that I think would be available very, very cheap. Considering they only paid $4 million for him not long ago, they can't demand 10x that, I don't think. So I think he's an option. Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure to subscribe as well. We're going to have a right load more transfer profiles coming out. And I've got a free transfer one because I think the free agent market is going to be something very useful for United this summer. So stick around for that. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.